Welcome to She's Grace Authentic. Welcome or welcome back. As you can see, my voice is trying to give out on me, but let me tell you something. We are going to push through with or without the perfect vocals, baby, because I listened to a video by Joe Dispenza and he was talking about 12 different affirmations. And one of them said, I am greater than my body. I am greater than my body. I am greater than my voice, which means I control what's going on in here. Okay, baby? And we're going to push through, period. Now, welcome or welcome back. Even if I'm straining, y'all are going to be able to hear me, and it's fine. Let's go. If this is your first time here, I am so grateful, so thankful to have you here with me today. Not only because you're supporting me, but because you are supporting yourself. You're coming to love on yourself because that is what we do here. We love on ourselves, hand in hand, loving on each other, evolving together. If you are a returning supporter, I appreciate you for your continuous support. Love you so much. If you have never been here with me before, then I would love to enlighten you that I start off each one of my sessions with bringing in God, bringing in spirit. And so that is what we're going to do. Spirit, I bring you in. God, I bring you in. Ancestors, I call you in. The divine, Mother Earth, the universe. I am one with all entities. I am my highest version of myself. Spirit, I ask that you put me aside. Allow the viewers to hear your words, your guidance for their life through the sound of my voice. The voice that you are giving me to go through this entire video. All negative energy shall be returned back to sender. And not only will that negative energy be returned back to sender, but I will alchemize that energy and turn it into a high vibration frequency in this space. Spirit, I ask that you make this space, this place, a sanctuary. Touch the viewer in the way that only you can touch them. Thank you, Spirit. If you have never been here with me before, then I would love to let you know that I start off each session with an oracle card or a tarot card, an oracle message or a tarot message, which I like to call a loving message, okay? And so that is what I'm going to go ahead and do. Today I have the Moonology deck for you. The Moonology deck, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle the cards and I'm going to ask Spirit to give me a message for the viewers, okay? Give the viewers a message. And so the message will resonate with me as the reader and you as the viewer. So let's shuffle, 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 shuffle. Give a good little mix. Spirit, give me a card for the viewers. Ooh, did y'all see them pop out? Let's see what Spirit has. Wow, it's 3 of them, y'all. So I actually got 4 of them. And they're very short. So I'm going to read them off. I think there's a deeper message behind them, but I'm just going to give you the short meaning of each of them. I mean, what they say in short terms. Your hard work is paying off. Bring love into the situation. Surrender to the divine. Expect powerful change. And at the bottom of the deck, we have don't let your past hold you back. And I love this one. I'm actually going to go ahead and look up what this one stands for, because my spirit is guiding me to do that. I love this one because it really goes with the theme of today's message on how to overcome depression. Interesting. I went right to it pretty much. Like, wow. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. The South Node, like the North Node, is a karmic point, but it's opposite to the North Node and relates to the past, perhaps even to past lives. Whatever you're going through and whatever you're asking about, there's a chance that age-old programming and conditioning is stopping you from achieving all that you might. Do you feel stuck in something? This card will often come up as a sign that the situation or relationship you're asking about has somehow become suffocating, even toxic. It suggests that someone, you even, needs to be released, that there's some kind of addiction going on or an unhealthy attachment that needs to be sorted out. One thing is for sure, when you get this card, you're being challenged to make some changes, even if staying where you are feels easier and safer. So I really like this because, today we're talking about how to overcome depression. And I want to take you down a few times in my life where I have been depressed. There's different types of depression. I was talking to my son about this earlier. There's a functioning depressant. There's a depression that's deep depression where you're just in the bed all day. You're not talking to nobody. You're in the dark. You're eating. You can be depressed and you can eat a lot. You can be depressed and not eat at all. There's all kinds of different depression. And so I want to talk to you about how you move forward and how I move forward at points in times where I felt that I had hit rock bottom, right? My most recent experience that I've talked about plenty of times was when my house and my car was removed out of my life. And I have 3 boys, 3 children, right? And so I did go into some form of depression, but it was like taking accountability in the sense of I was hurting. I had to go stay with a friend of mine for a month and I was crying. Yes, I went through like feeling sorry for myself in a sense, but I also knew that I never wanted to be there again. I never wanted to be in that position ever again in life. There were so many times that I can remember that I got down to nothing, hit rock bottom, and called on God and just tried to figure it out and tried to find my way, And this particular time where everything was removed out of my life, this was different for me. This time, I made a decision that I would never in my life ever get so low ever again. What I decided to do is I decided to go in. I decided to look at myself, all right? And I allowed God's Spirit to guide me. I started looking at my ways. I started, seeing how I can change things, make things different. But before it started externally, it started internally. When you are in a state of depression, what is the perception? What is your perception and your perspective and your outlook? What is the glasses that you put on? How are you looking at life? Depression is a choice. It is. It is a choice. And I'm not saying that I don't empathize with those who suffer with depression, because I've been there. I was an overeater. I was an emotional eater. I've never really relied on drugs to escape. I've never really wanted to rely on drugs, but I have relied on alcohol. I wasn't like a complete alcoholic, but I have drank a lot. I have gone out. I have ate a lot. I have done other things to not deal with my depression. And so what happens is when we are depressed and we're feeling this very deep, dark, harsh reality, low vibration, low energy, low frequency reality, all this fear, all this living in the past, all this heaviness, right? What we tend to do is distract ourselves with people, food, places, things. Or we try to work a lot. We try to act like it doesn't exist. We try to get in a relationship. We try to have sex to make ourselves feel better. We try to eat to make ourselves feel better. We drink alcohol to make ourselves feel better. We go out to make ourselves feel better. We get around friends to make ourselves feel better. We do different things to not deal with how we really truly feel and what's really going on. We want to act as though that's not what's taking place. Or we go to medicine. Some people go to medicine. Listen, I'm not against anybody. I don't judge anybody. But as for me, I don't believe in medicine. I don't take medicine. That's just my choice, my point of view, how I feel. I honestly feel like, I can't really say because I haven't studied that enough to know that. But I'm just saying, I know for a fact that your thoughts and the way that you think and the way that you look at life and the way that you perceive things, and when it talked about in that oracle card, past lives, sometimes we take on, our souls have karma that we have to go through from our past lives, that we have to deal with, trauma, that we have to heal from past lives. As you're growing up, you develop certain habits from being around people, family, your environment, right? And then, there's certain traumas, there's certain bad habits that you pick up. There's certain depression you pick up, depressed habits, fear, anxiety, scared, insecurity, right? Like, all of these things are a part of depression and feeling depressed. Negative thoughts, negative self-talk, not low self-worth, right? Not loving yourself, right? Degrading yourself, not valuing who you are, not feeling that you're worthy or you deserve better, or that you can even get better. These things can be passed down to us. And a lot of times they are. And so what happens is everybody develops this victim mentality that life is happening to them. Everything's happening to them, right? Why me? Why this? Why that? Right? And so everything that you're looking out of is negative. You don't see the sun. You don't see the brighter picture. You don't see the light in the dark. Because understand something, we have both. Darkness and light coexist. But if you're so dark, right, that's all that's consuming your body, your thoughts, your mind, your perception, right? You're off balance. If you're acting like everything is perfect and you've never done anything, or there's no darkness within inside you, you're off balance. You're not being realistic. You're not living in your authentic truth. What I have learned in my states of depression is that that is my time to figure myself out. And this time, I sat with myself, didn't go anywhere, didn't do nothing, didn't look at daylight except for going outside in the backyard or getting some fresh air, going to the park and getting some sun. I said, I'm going to sit with me. I'm going to heal what it is that I need to heal with inside myself. And I'm going to be honest with you. My tarot readings, my tarot cards, my oracle cards helped me tremendously. Dream work, studying my dreams helped me tremendously. This is just my journey, right? You do what you want to do. But I'm just telling you what awakened my soul, right? And so I started to look at my patterns, but it wasn't just the cards. It wasn't just the oracle messages. It wasn't just the sun. It wasn't just me connecting with the universe. It wasn't just me connecting with Mother Earth and Mother Nature. It wasn't just one particular thing. It was all of the tools, all of the things. What you first have to understand is that you have to shift your thought process. If you believe that all the negative things that you say about yourself is true, well, baby, you just created that. They are true. They are. Because that is the reality that you wake up with every single day. If you shift your perspective and you say that it's not the truth, it's the opposite. Instead of saying you're fat, say, I love me. And I love me enough to work on me, right? But I'm not going to lie, the physical transformation for my body didn't come until after I healed the internal. So I did start with some things. I did start somewhere with, working on my eating habits, but I started small. And that is what it ultimately is. It is starting small, but it starts in your thoughts and in your mind. As soon as you wake up, do you take some time out to meditate? Meditation is just deep thought, baby. That's it. All right, we can use the fancy fucking word, but meditation is literally just deep thought. Deep feeling in that thought. And so when you wake up, are you conscious of what you're thinking of when you wake up? Because if you wake up, it's not to say, hold on, but it's not to say that you won't have negative thoughts. It's observing them, not feeling guilty for having them because it's normal. That's okay, right? But it's working through them and observing them, like as almost as you're outside of it. And you're looking at it and you're like, wait a second. No. That's not true. I'm beautiful. I love myself, right? I love me. I am the creator of my destiny, right? My energy creates my reality, right? This is what I tell myself every morning. Every morning. I am whole and complete right now. I am connected to infinite opportunities. I tell myself those 4 affirmations every morning, but I sit in each one of them. Sit in it. I feel it. Now, it took me a lot of work to get here to this point, but you literally right now can close your eyes and you can tell yourself right now, you can repeat after me and say, I am the creator of my destiny. I don't care if it feels weird. I don't care if it feels strange. I don't care if it feels uncomfortable. What is more uncomfortable? Living in misery and depression, or feeling a little awkward? What's more uncomfortable? When you get up, tell yourself that you love yourself. Touch your body and say, I love you. I love you. I love you. You are incredible. And when self-doubt tries to creep in, say, no. No, you won't. That's not true. Don't be mad at yourself for the thoughts. You've been programmed like this for your entire life. But you have to choose a difference. You have to choose greater. I have the chills. I'm getting emotional. Because I understand. And my tears go out to those in that place. And I've been so emotional over the past couple of days because I worked so hard to get here. And you deserve to feel the way that I feel about myself. But I didn't always feel like this about myself. I woke up with self-doubt. I woke up miserable. I woke up unhappy. I woke up betrayed. And that's what constantly would replay. The thoughts of my past. The thoughts of what happened yesterday. Not the great future. Not the higher version of myself. Right? Not the possibilities. Not the opportunities. Right? Not me being the author of my life. But I was choosing that. I was choosing that. I was choosing to look at life out of the cup being half empty. Right? I was choosing to not see all that life has to offer. You have to fall in love with you. How do you do that when you're depressed? It starts with your thoughts. It starts with your mind. You can't get to actions until you start here and here. It starts with your heart. It starts with the way that you speak to yourself. It starts with who you connect with. Sometimes you have to shut the world off and figure out who you are, right? What do you love? Can you answer that? What do you love? What is the things that you love about you? And if there's things you don't love, how can you change it? Even if it's something small. For me, what if, drinking a bottle of water a day, right? Starting somewhere. Maybe going for a walk. If that's too much, maybe, eating a vegetable. I'm just pointing out what I've gone through. Maybe not having 5 cigarettes a day or a pack a day. Maybe only having 5, right? Maybe not drinking 10 beers or taking 10 shots. Maybe you only have 1 shot, right? I'm not saying that you have to go cold turkey. I mean, that would be the best, but start somewhere. First of all, identify that you're not a victim. That's first and foremost. When you make the conscious decision to say, I am the creator of my destiny, I am the author of my life, what does that tell you? You are telling yourself you are not a victim to circumstances, to people, to environments. You're not. You're in control. And the way that you get to everything that you want to desire is actually by detaching from it and not needing or wanting anything. How do you get there? By falling in love with your motherfucking self. But before you can get to that point and that place, you have to look at you and the way that you're dealing with yourself in life. It's a process. It is a process. And you have to take it step by step, day by day. Literally in this moment, right? You could sit down, close your eyes, and envision your future. What would you want your future to look like? What kind of car would you drive? What kind of house would you have? What would you want your woman or your man to look like? Right? Or what type of love would you want? What are the feelings that you want? Is it power? Is it love? Is it respect? Right? Is it peace? Is it happiness? What is the feelings that you're craving in other people, places, and things that you're not receiving? And then you connect with that feeling that's associated with whatever it is that you're desiring. And you sit in it, feel it throughout your body, and understand that you already are there. It's already yours. It's not when you get the car, when you get the man, when you get the woman, when you get the house, when you get the job, when you get the money, when you get the opportunity that you're now not depressed anymore. No, that's not how it works. You feel as though you have it all right now. You change your thoughts and your perception and your perspective on how you're viewing your life and yourself. You begin to love yourself so much that certain things may not be addressed. Certain people you might have to let go of. Certain boundaries are put up, right? Certain things you don't do anymore. Certain habits are removed. New habits are put in place. I don't remember who said this, but I heard this a long time ago, and I never forgot it. When you remove a habit, a bad habit, a lot of times people go back to the bad habit because they don't replace it with something else. They don't replace it with a good habit. So when you remove something, you have to replace it with something else. Right? Attach yourself to a vision. What is it that you want? And if you don't know what you want, then start within yourself and who you are and what you're good at. Figure out what you're good at. You alchemize the pain and the depression. Alchemize it. Turn it into something greater than you. And the purpose along the way is to literally help other people come from out of what you went through to get to where you are at or going. You're depressed, baby, because you're not learning anything. You're not evolving. You're not changing. You're stuck. Not physically. Honestly, not even mentally. It's an illusion. It's a lie. You're keeping yourself stuck. And in the moment, we don't really realize that. I didn't really get it that that's what was going on. I didn't really understand that wanting love is why the fuck I wasn't getting it. Like, I already am love. Now I could give a fuck if I got it or not, because I already have it. It's already mine. I don't care if somebody comes or goes. Honestly. Because I built me. I built this. I built this shit right here. Me. I alchemized my depression. I alchemized my pain. I alchemized my hurt. I alchemized my trauma. Yeah. I didn't just overcome it. I turned that shit into a masterpiece, baby. You talking to a woman who at 18 had a pimp and was beat up on her fucking knees. You hear me? Ass was black, blue, purple, green, every color you could think of. Yeah, me. Talking to you, helping you. You don't think I was depressed? Shit. More than depressed, baby. Trauma fucking ties. At a point in time, it was hard for me to say that. It was hard for me to truly, fully accept my truths. Now I say it pridefully, right? Boldly, with my chest out. Yeah. I went through a 4-year relationship where I let a motherfucker walk over me. All on me. I wouldn't even call myself a rug, baby. I was the mud. I don't know what I was. I was getting less than pennies to the $1 trillion. Trillions. Yeah. I know what depression felt like. Yeah. I'm going to tell you a story that I'll never forget. A man took my car. We were sleeping. Let's run it back. So this particular man, he went to jail that day. And we're just gonna put it on the line. He had a baby on me, but I knew he wasn't faithful. Like, that wasn't a secret. So he had a baby on me, fast forward down the line. I kept dealing with him. I was very attached, very broken, very insecure. And so he goes to jail, right? And so at the time I didn't have any money. And I end up figuring out how to scramble the money for him to get out of jail. It was around $1,000. And I get the money, and by the grace of God, I couldn't pay for him to get out of jail. Mind you, he was talking to me like shit while he was in jail, while I'm trying to help him, right? He gets out of jail. He comes by me, right? At the time, he was actually living with the other woman. But he goes over there, he gets some clothes, he comes by me. This is transparency for your ass, okay? And he comes by me, and we go to sleep. He has his other child with us, the baby he had on me. Because I loved the baby like he was mine. And so we all go to sleep. I wake up. My car is gone. The other baby is with me. He's gone in my car by the other woman. And so I'm like, look, it's good. Just come get baby boy and bring me my car, and I'll drop y'all back off, right? He then begins to go off on me and talk shit and was just very biggity, very ugly. Mind you, this entire day, I tried everything in my power to get that man out of jail, right? I didn't have another way to get over there. I couldn't take an Uber because I couldn't leave the kids. I just ended up having to just let it go and wait for him to come back, for him to come back. He doesn't come back till the next morning. And when he comes back, he gets baby boy, his other son, and I'm walking behind him because I'm assuming that I have to drop him off, right? And as we're walking out the door, he looks back before we get to the front door and he says, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And I see her pull up. She pulls up in front of my house. And he walks out and he leaves. When you don't love yourself, you will put up with things that you never thought that you would. When you are depressed, miserable, and you don't understand your power and your value as a woman, as a man, as a being, yeah. I know what it's like to feel love. I know what it's like to feel like nothing. So when I say I worked hard, I just gave you 2 experiences. Just 2. Just 2. That's only 2. So could you imagine, I'm 30. Could you imagine how much more there is? I feel like I've lived fucking 50 lives in these 30 years. Probably have in past lives, Now, I could have laid down. I could have just said, fuck the world. Oh my God, why me? But it was my fault. I was choosing it. Right? I was broken. I was unhealed. I attracted somebody that was unhealed. I dealt with it. I'm not saying this to make me no fucking victim and cry for me. Nah. I'm saying this because the shit hurt. And I chose my reality at that time. And it was hard as hell to get out of it. But once I made the decision to love me, honestly, that's when all hell started to break loose. That's when my house and my car was removed. Around that time. I started making the decision months before, but it all simultaneously happened together. You know? And so, listen, we all deal with shit, right? We all deal with life. We all deal with situations that we don't like, right? But you are able to control yourself and your response and your reaction. And if you don't like what you're seeing and what you're looking at and what you're feeling and what you're experiencing and what you're calling in, then you got to do something about it, baby. Don't just let time pass by and think that some miracle is just going to come along. Somebody's just going to come sweep your ass off your feet. And now you're going to be in love and it's going to be so great. The money's just going to drop. And then you're going to feel great. And then all your worries are going to go away. It's not the money. It's not the love. It's not none of that shit. No, it's nothing external. Everything is internal. Everything. Depression starts with you. You. Make conscious decisions. Be strategic in your actions. Believe you deserve greater, and greater will come to you. You will attract everything and everybody that is already for you. Everybody's waiting. Everything is waiting. It's just waiting on you to be ready, to be aligned, to get into alignment. You're depressed because you're out of alignment. That is why I am here. Literally, I am here to help you become your highest version of yourself. This is why I exist. For real, for real. Not just to be cute, not just to take pictures, not just to... All of it is intertwined. Yeah, I have gifts in a lot of areas. But this right here, this, what I'm talking about, that's why I had to go through everything I had to go through. That's why you've gone through everything you had to go through, to help people in the areas that you've experienced. You can do it in different ways, though. Right? It's not always the same way. But you literally have a connection to somebody. You can DM me. You can get a sacred alignment session with me where we talk on the phone. You can get a reading from me. You can, listen, you have somebody at your disposal to be able to help you and guide you through the turmoil. I ain't gonna say I didn't have nobody, but I really didn't. I have had people come in my life and speak life into me. Don't get me wrong with me saying that I've never had nobody to believe in me, because I have. But to get here, I had to do the work by myself. And then other people came along after I took the steps necessary, right? You take one step, God gives you 10, 20, a billion, right? You co-create with God. You co-create with the universe. You co-create with spirit. You manifest your life by becoming love. Baby, listen. I don't care if my phone is as dry as a bag of rocks and some dirt in the desert. Baby, I could care less because it is dry. It is. It's dry. As a matter of fact, today my phone died. Y'all, my phone died. And when I turned it on, I had like 4 text messages. I was like, what the fuck? Shocked the fuck out of me. If the bitch was on, I wouldn't have got none. But I don't need it. Why? Because I validate myself. I'm so involved and embedded in what I have going on, my vision, you know, my business partner that I've collaborated with, her vision, our vision, this life, the love I have for I'm so caught up in that, I don't need none of that. My phone was dead. I was outside looking for an outfit to wear to come talk to y'all on camera. I literally get dressed to come on camera and I'm going to take it right back off. Like, literally. The life you want to live isn't far. I promise you, it's not far away. It's inside of you. The person you want to be, the love you want to experience, it's inside of you. It's all there. Just got to bring it out. You got to do the work. You got to look at yourself. You got to sit with yourself. You got to feel the pain. You got to release them people. You got to release them bad habits and replace them with good habits, great habits. Change that thinking, that thought process. Now, I ain't never going to tell you it's easy, but it's worth it. Ain't nothing worth it came easy. And if something comes quick and fast and easy, I promise you it ain't worth it. When I say it's not far, I mean because it's right here. Right here. April 2nd, I had no house. No, at the time I had no car. May is when my house was taken. We're in October. November 1st. It's November 2nd. Today is November 2nd. So from May to November, I have a car. Not only that, I have a podcast. I am a photographer, a videographer, a fashion stylist, a soul alignment coach. A fashion stylist. I said that. I think I said that already. My son is a photographer. My son takes all my pictures. At 13 years old. But not to mention, I am absolutely fucking in love with the woman that I am. Woo! Baby. Clock that. That's the T you clock, okay? All right, y'all. I think I gave y'all enough in this video. If you need something else, DM me and I will do a video on it. Let me know. I love you. God bless you, baby. Thank you for coming. Thank you for spending this time working on yourself. If you made it to the end, baby, yeah, you a real one. You are amazing. You are going to do great things in this life, in this lifetime, in this world. You are impactful. You are going to create the most incredible legacy, baby, because if you align with me, says a lot, okay? If you need help with alignment, go to www.sacredalignment.life and book a session with your girl. Get a reading from your girl, all right? Please go follow me on all social media platforms. I actually think I forgot to mention that in the beginning of this video. So on TikTok and Instagram, I am She's Grace Authentic. And on Facebook, I am Caitlin Marie, Grace Authentic in parentheses. Everything is in the description box below. All right. My Cash App is down there too if y'all want to send your girl a little donation. I am still building. You know what I'm saying? Or if you want me to promote something, let me know. You can DM me. I would love to promote whatever you have. Yes, please send it. Please like this video, subscribe, share. Hit the notification bell so you can get some more of these gems, this knowledge that I be dropping. And put a comment down below. Comment alignment. I am aligned. I am great. I am love. I am loved. I love myself. I am falling in love with myself. Love you, baby. All right? I love you. God bless you. Mwah.